Are you trying to cut down on meat? Because I know a lot of people are. Whether it's for health concerns, maybe your doctor told you you need to eat more veggies, maybe you care about the animals, but you don't want to miss out or you don't want to compromise on taste and texture. Well, this technique that I'm going to show in this video, it's a game changer. Super tender, juicy. This is the meatiest whole food solution that I developed over a decade ago, and it's going gangbusters. This is going to be super trending this year and in the years to come because it's freaking off the charts amazing. Right, Frankie? Yeah, got a beautiful delivery from these lion's mane steaks. I got these from Urban Farm It here in the UK. And I'm gonna try something new with these. So we're gonna try to reverse sear these. And because there's no fat, no oil in these, I'm gonna add a little bit of fat just to this. I'm just gonna coat the top of it. Gonna soak it up pretty good, both sides. Some black pepper, good amount of salt, and then some garlic powder. Both sides, good amount of salt, black pepper, granulated garlic. Do the same with the second one. A little bit of oil on both sides, a little bit of salt, black pepper, granulated garlic. Set this to around 250 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 125 degrees Celsius. All right, once that's up to temperature, the oven, I'm just gonna pop these in. Series, sweetheart, set the timer for 1 hour. Throw a little bit of water in the pot. Gonna turn that on, medium-low heat. Then I have 5 potatoes. I'm only gonna cut them in half. And I'm gonna cut them in half the lengthwise, the widest area I'll be able to sear afterwards. Just add them right to the water. I'm gonna bring the potatoes to a boil, and then I'm gonna shut them off, drain them out after a couple minutes, hard cook them, just to take the chill off them, soften them up a little bit, and then I'm gonna sear them. 3 cloves of garlic. Just a quick peel on these. Cut these in half like this. We're gonna need some veg with this, so I got a couple of zucchini, courgettes, slice them up. This is the bowl we had the mushrooms in. Still got the salt and pepper and a little bit of oil in there. A little bit of olive oil, not much. And then I have, it's just steak seasoning. Got coriander seeds, bell pepper, chili powder, blend, cumin, garlic, salt. Not too much, just a little bit, give it some flavor. Quick toss. Potatoes are boiling. I'm just shutting that off, the heat, and moving them. Let them sit there for 1 minute. So I also have this cauliflower I have to use up. So the cauliflower, it's been sitting in my fridge a little bit, so it's seen a couple better days, but I'm just gonna use it because I don't wanna waste it. So I'm gonna cut out the root because the leaves are looking a little bit wilted. We don't need that. And these little brown spots, they're just oxidized. If you don't like them, just carve them off. Nothing wrong with them though. And then how I like to break down cauliflower is just taking it, go around. Kind of breaks apart like this. Take the stem out. Normally I would eat it, but like I said, this has been sitting in my fridge a little bit, so. But I am gonna salvage this. So it's easy enough to just break apart with my hands. Somewhat bite-sized pieces, some large. I'm just gonna mix it up. See, when you break them up, you can see all the spots you don't want to eat. Quick strainer right here. And I'm just gonna take those potatoes and use that liquid, it's still hot boiling water. Just gonna add this right here. So that's gonna blanch the cauliflower and also help clean it. So I'm not wasting any steps here. This is how I like to normally cook. My bad for leaving the cauliflower in the refrigerator for too long. I just waited till the last minute and now I'm gonna use it for this. There's water still in here. I'm just gonna take the zucchini. I'm just gonna add the potatoes here just to get them off there. And I'm just gonna strain this out. I'm gonna let this sit in the sink for a minute. Now making this up on the fly. I haven't done this before. I have a little bit of mustard. Probably 2 good-sized tablespoons. I have a little bit of tahini, like 3 tablespoons. And add a dash of olive oil, some salt, some black pepper, and then I'm gonna add the cauliflower. And just give that a stir. Just coat all these. Parchment paper. Just gonna spread these out. And I'm gonna pop these in the oven. Right now we have 26 minutes left on the clock for the mushrooms, so I'm just gonna pop these in the oven. Steaks are still in the oven. Crank this up. A little bit of oil just to coat the bottom of the pan. And add some salt right to the bottom of the pan. By adding salt to the bottom of the pan, it'll help season whatever I put on it, but it also tells me if it's hot or not. Then we have our potatoes. Just face down. I want to get a nice sear on it. Still got another 12 minutes. It's looking good. You can see the stage has only been a couple minutes, but it's not brown enough yet for me. Just gonna let them sit there. All right, here's a quick little trick. Green onion, scallion. Just gonna put this on there for a second. Just wanna wilt that quickly. It won't take long. So it's limp, taking time that I picked. And the green onion. Rather than using string, I just use the scallion. And quick tie. All right, so potatoes are done. Look at that. Look at how gorgeous that is. Beautiful. Cauliflower out of the oven. Look at that sear on these potatoes. That looks fantastic. Look at that. While this pan is still hot, I'm just gonna sear these quick, use all that flavor that's in the pan, the rest of the oil from the potatoes. I know they'll cook on time, but I want that extra flavor. And the pan's hot, so why not just use that? This is how you build flavors. Look at this. Look at those potatoes. Beautiful, huh? And I'll just set this on the side right here. So it's all looking good. I have 3 minutes left on the mushrooms in the oven. So this is the first time I'm doing this reverse sear steak I've seen, and I think Kenji J. Lopez, if I'm not mistaken saying his name that way, he came up with this a while ago. He's got some good techniques. And so I've always wanted to try this reverse sear, and we'll see how it comes out. Let's take these out of the oven. Look at that. Look at how gorgeous that is. Beautiful. Super tender. Just gonna flip it. All right, so look at that. It's beautiful. Just gonna let this sit for about 30 minutes, maybe an hour, because I gotta go pick up a friend of mine at the train station coming over for lunch, and we'll serve these. Looks fantastic. Look at this. Beautiful. All right, so you can see what I have to work with when I get back, but we have everything set up and prepped, ready to go. So this is the best way that I know how to cook. It's just taking all my experience from working in restaurants, just bringing everything up to the par cook stage. So then when guests come or arrive or seated, whatever you're doing, it doesn't matter whether you're in a restaurant or in a home. Build the flavor layers, having things very easily done for you to just complete when everybody sits to dinner, whether it's family, whether it's friends. This is just the best way that I do it all the time. The methods I use, even if I'm just cooking for myself, I can get everything done when I'm in the mood or I have time to this point, and then when I'm ready to eat, it just takes 5 minutes to finish things off and sit down to a restaurant quality, amazing meal that I know you can do. I'm gonna crank the stove up to 200 degrees Celsius. That's 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Franks. The veggies and the potatoes right to it. I'm gonna get this going. All right, while that's heating up, I'm gonna prep up. I have the garlic that we crushed earlier. A couple knobs of butter. Gonna add a little bit of oil to coat the bottom of the pan to make sure it's super non-stick. A little bit of salt. Now I know that's hot. And I'll let them get settled here. And then I'm gonna take a second cast iron skillet. And we're just gonna apply a little bit of pressure here. And I'll let that pan sit on there and rest and hold that weight down. Look at that, it's beautiful. Just gonna do one more press, a little bit more pressure with this one. Really condense that mushroom. That's gonna give it that steaky quality, super good texture. And I'm just gonna flip these over. Gorgeous. Gonna press this again. A little bit of pressure here, a little bit more. And you can hear that sizzle. So I want it to be kind of like a ribeye, or an inch thick. And remember, the heat is on the exterior, so the hottest bits are gonna be on the outside. So I wanna make sure anything I put over there is gonna get cooked correctly. Now I'm gonna add the butter. I'm gonna add the garlic, and I'm gonna add the, I'm gonna baste this. Beautiful. Turn off the heat here, and I still have that pan here. So I want to use the rest of these, deglaze the pan, this pan with a little bit of red wine. Just a little bit. Just get it all in there. Scrape that in. All that flavor that came out from the beginning. Crank up the heat again quick. Now I'm going to pop this in the oven just like this. Oh, look at that. Amazing. Beautiful. Look how gorgeous they are. And our veg. So I got these, and I have my super tall friend Ben here again from Worcester Terrarium. This one is going to be his. You get the best one.
Thank you. I love mustard.
Oh man, those mushrooms.
I know.
So freaking good. First time I've done the reverse sear, and it still holds the juice. And it's super tender. It's a lot like a ribeye. Crust is, it's that skin that was a little bit dehydrated from the slow cook in the beginning. As long as you perfect that pressing method is pretty much the ideal way to get this like compressed to like a steak.
I see. And I did that last night.
Yeah.
And it worked so well.
It's really good. And this is just black pepper, salt, and a little bit of granulated garlic. I did a little red wine glaze and garlic and then thyme based with the butter.
And taste it.
Yeah, it tastes really, I mean, super, super juicy.
I'm impressed.
It's definitely indulgent. There's plenty of fat.
That's
salt.
good.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's good. Do you miss working in restaurants? You prefer doing this?
I do. I do miss working because it's the team building and the camaraderie and the fast pace.
Yeah.
I do like that. I think working on a line is a young man's job. A lot more for me to recover and to go back to back. It's a lot of work.
It's a different phase of life, I suppose, as well.
Yeah.
And I suppose with this, you can share it with more people. You know, it has a really big impact.
Yeah.
Especially like this method of cooking mushrooms.
It's such a new method.
A seasoned carnivore, you'd be hard pressed to not like that.
Agreed.
So this was the first time I have done the reverse sear on the mushroom steaks. And so pressing them, if you use that pressing method that I developed a while ago, these came out amazing. And if you like this, and if you're trying to cut down on meat, check out our mushroom masterclass playlist, and I'll link some videos right over here. Did you like that? Did you like it? You're my favorite.